A divorced female doctor saved a man in trouble. She had no idea he was a black billionaire who insisted on marrying her. She thought he was homeless. He was bleeding unconscious, alone. She did what doctors do, saved a life, then disappeared into hers. But the man she revived, he came back with a private jet and a ring. You're watching Real Father Stories, where destiny doesn't knock, it collides. The Man on the Sidewalk. Dr. Amira Caldwell had seen a lot in her 15 years working in emergency care. But nothing prepared her for the man crumpled on the sidewalk that rainy Thursday night. It was nearly midnight. She had just finished a brutal double shift at St. Agnes Hospital, her white coat wrinkled hair pulled back into a weary bun. Her phone buzzed with her ex-husband's usual nonsense. Another missed child support payment. Another passive-aggressive apology. She shoved it into her bag and started down the side street toward her apartment. Then she saw him, lying half-conscious back against a graffiti-sprayed wall, bleeding from a gash near his temple. His clothes were soaked. The call that changed her life. 3 days after the incident, Amira was back on shift, this time managing intake at the ER. The night was unusually quiet. No overdoses, no shootings, just a twisted ankle and a nervous dad with a toddler who swallowed a crayon. She was sipping lukewarm coffee when her phone buzzed. Unknown number. Normally she'd ignore it, but something tugged at her. Dr. Caldwell speaking. There was a pause. Then a calm older voice with a polished British accent said, "Good evening, doctor. I'm calling on behalf of Mr. Montgomery Knight. He asked me to thank you personally." Amira's brow furrowed. Montgomery, who? Knight. You may know him better as MBK founder of Knightcore Ventures. The name hit her like a truck. Montgomery B. Knight, billionaire, black tech mogul, reclusive founder of a global fintech empire, rumored to own 3 islands and a space startup. Dinner under cameras. The first official date wasn't planned. Montgomery had asked her if she liked Ethiopian food. She said yes, half expecting reservations at some $500 a-plate rooftop spot. Instead, he drove them in a black Jeep to a small restaurant tucked behind a strip mall in Harlem. No security, no press. Just injera, soft jazz, and a quiet booth near the kitchen. "This used to be my mom's favorite place," he said, before she passed. Amira watched his eyes go somewhere distant, softer. She was a nurse, he continued. Worked nights, saved lives, but never got thanked, never even asked for it. Amira stirred her tea. Sounds familiar. They talked about work, medicine, his childhood, her divorce. They laughed a lot. The press conference. It aired on a Wednesday morning. Montgomery Knight stood behind a black podium inside the Carrington Hall, where only Fortune 500 executives and global heads of state had once spoken. But this time he wasn't announcing a merger. He wasn't launching a tech product. He wasn't speaking as a billionaire. He was speaking as a man. Behind him the banner read, "MBK Foundation presents the Healer Fund, honoring the everyday heroes who saved lives without applause." The cameras rolled. The press held their pens. The internet held its breath. Montgomery leaned into the mic. 2 weeks ago, I was left for dead in a New York alley. No ID, no phone, no entourage. I was bleeding, disoriented, and unrecognizable. One woman stopped. One woman, the daughter and the diamond. Her name was Lena, 10 years old, sharp eyes, hair in 2 puffs, and a mouth that didn't believe in filters. The first thing she said to Montgomery was, "Are you my mom's boyfriend or her boss?" Montgomery smiled, caught off guard. "Hopefully, neither. Yet." Lena squinted. "That means yes," Amira groaned. Lena, not everyone who buys you hot chocolate is trying to marry me. But Montgomery didn't flinch. He leaned toward the little girl. You like science? Yeah, I built a volcano last week. It exploded in the sink. Well, I built a rocket engine in my garage when I was your age. My mom grounded me for 2 weeks. Lena's eyes lit up. It took exactly 11 minutes for them to start trading theories about the man who walked away. It started with a knock. Montgomery rarely looked shaken, but that morning when he opened the door to his office and saw the man standing there, his hands dropped to his sides. Hello, son. The voice was deeper than he remembered. Older, but unmistakable. Robert Knight, the man who gave him his last name and nothing else. They sat in silence for 20 full minutes. I saw the press conference, Robert said finally. Saw you on TV, helping that doctor, helping people. You've done well. Montgomery said nothing. I'm done. The wedding she didn't see coming. The community center in South Bronx hadn't changed much since Montgomery was a child. The same cracked pavement, the same mural of Malcolm X and Maya Angelou faded by sun and time. But today it was filled with laughter. The MBK Foundation had just opened a new wing, a free medical clinic named after his mother, the Lorraine Knight Health Center. A tribute to the woman who worked night shifts at a hospital and raised a boy into a builder. Full circle. It was a quiet Sunday morning. Sunlight spilled across the kitchen tiles of their new brownstone. Lena was in the living room building a Lego rocket. Amira was flipping pancakes, still wearing Montgomery's oversized t-shirt. He stood by the window sipping coffee, reading emails until one made him stop cold. Amira, she looked over. What's wrong? He turned the screen toward her. It was a message from the MBK Foundation's grant department. One of the letters stood out.